says that the amendment to the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, has reached an advanced stage. The National Assembly has fixed dates now for the federal lawmakers to vote on clauses for the amendment on the Constitution in the new phase in the review of the document. Federal lawmakers in the Senate and the House are to vote on the amendments on the 1st and 2nd of March. Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege, who announced this during Tuesday plenary, says the Committee on the Constitution Amendment will lay the report of the 1999 Constitution review before the Senate on Wednesday, February the 23rd.
Laid on Wednesday tomorrow, and thereafter we'll take our vote on March 1st, which will be Tuesday. That will give us about 4 to 5 days to review the report, consult as we deem fit, and be prepared to vote.
Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege. Now, let's get talking on our first line of conversation. I'd like to ask you, is the political third force here now? Well, that is a question that may be answered tonight on the program, considering what we saw today happened in Abuja. It was the launch of a political movement, which is tagged the national movement. Nigeria first before politics. That is a promise the national movement is giving Nigerians, and they believe they can deliver on this promise if Senator Robbie Musa Kwankwaso is given the mandate to rule Nigeria in the next democratic dispensation. Speaking at the launch of the national movement in Abuja, the convener of the movement, Robbie Kwankwaso, says leaders must look beyond the boundaries imposed on them by political parties. He says the movement became necessary to protect Nigeria from threats of disintegration, save democracy, rescue the nation. That is the slogan for the national movement, a movement convened by the former governor. So let's hear from the convener, who is our guest tonight on the program. I'm now being joined by a former governor of Kano State, a former senator elected in 2015. He served as a Minister of Defense under the Olusegun Obasanjo administration. He joined the All Progressives Congress APC in 2014. In 2015, he contested the presidential primaries but lost to Muhammadu Buhari. In 2018, he returned to People's Democratic Party PDP and contested the presidential primaries, losing out to Atiku Abubakar. He is the national leader of the very populist political movement, the Kwankwaso. Senator Musa Kwankwaso joins us from his residence in Abuja. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight. Before we get started, it does look like there was some kind of formal declaration from you on your ambition for 2023 at that event today. Can you confirm to us that you're running for president in 2023?
Sheil, thank you very much. I want to say that we are not there yet. What we had today was a launching of the national movement. I'm so happy that so many people created time to honor our invitation. And as you must have seen, quite a number of people were there. Many people have wanted to speak, but due to time constraints, only very few were able to speak. But in any case, we thank Almighty God for this day. And to us, this day is a special day. And if you look at it, it's 22/0/22/0/22. And this sort of date only happens in 100 years once. And it was carefully selected, and of course, to us, it's a very significant day, and I believe even to the polity itself of this great nation. So let me take the opportunity to thank all those who created time to be there, and those who have decided to watch it at home, and those who sent representatives to the occasion. We say thank you, and we also say very thank you to all Nigerians for giving us the support for what has happened today.
All right, let's get some clarifications from you tonight. The last time we checked, you're a member of the PDP. Does that still stand? What is the status of your political party membership?
No, I'm a member of the PDP, and in the group, you have many people from the APC, others from ABGA, and even other political parties, and some people had no party at all. We decided as Nigerians, especially those of us who are very much worried about what is happening in terms of governance, in terms of the polity, in terms of security, in terms of education, and of course infrastructure, and so on and so forth. As you must have heard, we started this movement in April last year. That was immediately after our zonal congress, which many of us were terribly disappointed. And therefore, we thought we should come put our friends together and see if we could come up with something that is new and something that will be very much acceptable to us and other Nigerians of like mind. And I'm happy to say from April, immediately after the aborted zonal congress, to date so much has been done, because Sheon, some of us have got a lot of energy, and we don't want to dissipate it for nothing. And that was why we thought we should create something that we believe is good for us and is good for Nigerians. And I'm happy that the national movement that we call TNM has been launched today.
So let's get it clearly. What is the ultimate agenda of the national movement? Is it going to dovetail into a political party in the end and produce a candidate to run in the 2023 presidential election or the general elections at large?
Well, I believe anything can happen, but all what we are saying, especially after the aborted Congress, was to keep a little bit distance from the party, that's the PDP, to see if those in the party, especially the leadership, would think. Unfortunately, since then, we have not seen much from the party itself, and we are still hoping that discussions will be opened. And I'm happy to say that since we are people from different political parties, I will say that we are open to discussion with the like minds to ensure that the right thing is done, and is done as soon as possible, so that together we can move the country forward.
So we still don't know the ultimate agenda of the national movement, whether or not it's going to field a candidate in 2023 and who the candidate is going to be. But give us an idea of what you'll be doing. Your slogan is Save Democracy, Save the Nation. That is what you're talking about today. That is what some of your supporters are saying. But what does that mean? What are you hoping to achieve with this movement?
Yes, Sean, we hope to achieve a real democracy in this country. We want to achieve and ensure good elections. We have mentioned the issue of INEC. We mentioned the issue of security. We also talked about the issue of judiciary and even the politicians themselves. So we are open for discussion with especially with our respective parties, those of us who are in PDP and those who are in APC and other political parties, and believing that something positive can be achieved. Otherwise, I believe that members of our movement will have no option other than to get another political platform for us and for other Nigerians who are interested in good elections, people who are interested in good governance in this country, people who believe that we are strong enough under any circumstance to protect each and every Nigerian, whether in a village, in a town, or a city, or anywhere for that matter, once you are within the shores of this country. We also believe on the issue, strongly on the issue of education. We believe every child in this country should have an opportunity to go to school, no matter the parental background, no matter the status in the society. We believe so much in education. And this issue of security, we are also concerned that despite all our human resources that we have in this country, and of course mineral resources, we are not able to protect our students at the moment. We have seen what is happening in the northeast, the northwest, even in the north central and even southern part of the country. We believe that with a capable government at federal, states, and local governments, we have no reason whatsoever to allow our people to be killed, be maimed, and have their properties destroyed. And that's why we thought we should stand up at this moment to ensure that we are counted as those who have decided to do something when there is need to do that.
All right. So from all of the things that you have listed, education, security, the economy, and all of these ideas on how you can resolve some of the problems of the nation, but it's clear and it's common sense that in the political environment, some of these ideas cannot come to fruition if not with through a political system, especially in a democratic dispensation. It has to come through a political system where policies like this can be actualized. So in that sense, are you going to be a civil society organization? Because for my viewers tonight who are watching, they want to have a clear idea of how you want to take these ideas into practice, the visible and the plausible ways of getting these ideas you have talked about into reality.
Yes, I thought I answered that, show. I told you that we are flexible, we are open for discussion with our respective political parties. If we are not able to achieve the desired goals, certainly this movement has no option rather than to look for a political platform. You are absolutely right. All that cannot be achieved through any other means other than having a political party. And I can assure you that the movement is ready either to register or to take one of the political parties, populate it, and ensure that from now to end of the year is very much on the ground, capable and strong enough to win election. Sean, I personally and many others have worked so hard in this country, mobilizing people for this particular purpose we are talking about. I'm sure you know in '92, I was Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps. To date is certainly and exactly 30 years, and 30 years of total mobilization in this country, especially in northern Nigeria. So I can assure you that with any party, I have no confidence, I have no doubt in my mind that this group, especially having seen the quality of people who attended that launching, representatives of other people, and even those who cannot send representatives or go there at all for many obvious reasons. So I have no doubt in my mind that we have capable group, capable political movement that has the capacity to win election, and not only win election in this country, but form a very capable government that will reverse all the evils that we see today in this country.
And I was making reference to what Professor Patu Tomi said on this program a few days ago. He said that the APC and the PDP, from his own point of view, have failed Nigerians, and they were looking at alternatives. And I was asking if you hold that view also.
Yes, really shown there are some serious challenges. I was a member of PDP in 1998 during its formation. By 1999, I was governor of Kano and then Minister of Defense. Then I was in the NDDC representing Northwest on the board. And we realized that there were issues, and therefore there was need to correct those mistakes. And that was why in 2015 we decided that there would be some political changes in this country. And that was when my humble self, four other governors teamed up with the just registered APC. And we worked for the party, and the party succeeded, believing that we would have positive change in the country. But unfortunately, many people believe that PDP was even better, the very PDP that we had to come and remove. And even the PDP now knows that there were those issues, and now the APC, of course, has even got more issues. And going by these two political parties, I think the political campaign issue would be which one was better between the PDP that we thought was so bad that we had to team up with some other Nigerians to effect change, political change in the country. And I think APC now must be thinking that it will try and use some government machineries as usual, the police, the INEC and other machineries, government machineries, and even interfere in courts and so on. Otherwise, it's difficult to see why anybody would have any confidence in winning election among the two parties in 2023. And we all believe now that if the two parties are to be the major parties for election, during the election, I believe that the candidate will now decide which way Nigerians would want to vote. And the way we have seen it in the past is so unfortunate that we had serious voter apathy across the country from 1999 election to the last election in 2000 and of course 19. Maybe the best in terms of people coming out to vote was in 2015 when we had just over 27 million people coming out to vote. And we wait and see what happens in the next couple of weeks, whether we are going ahead, going all the hog to ensure that what you mentioned, the third force, is being put in place. I can assure you we have the capacity any day, any time to put the third force you are talking about and other people are also talking about. Because even on the side of Kwankwaso, we have representation in northern Nigeria today almost in every house. Many people would not know our strength, and it's not our, we always want people to even underrate us. But if you like today, Shewan, even you go to your house and ask, if you are not Kwankwaso, maybe your wife is Kwankwaso member, maybe your driver or your security man, and so on and so forth. But that is not the issue now. The issue is, in addition to that, we have got very serious and very important Nigerians who are worried about the situation and who are equally worried and willing to team up with Kwankwaso and many other interested groups and individuals to bring the desired change in the country.
All right. Your Excellency, as we wrap up now, the final question for you tonight, although from what some of the things that you said, some of your critics have said, look, Kwankwaso has been decimated. They attribute the fact that you lost to Buhari in 2015, you lost to Atiku in 2019, and the question of whether Kwankwaso can rise from the rubble again and come back to political limelight and contest for a national election such as a presidential election, the speculation whether you're going to be in the race in 2023. These are some of the speculations. You said yourself tonight that it's not clear. But the big question here, if you look at what the APC has done today, they've clearly stated that they are willing to, they've stated their position on zoning. And they said they are swapping the zoning arrangement from the status quo just on the opposite side, which politically one can make an inference that they have decided to zone to the south. We'll be getting clarity from that. From your point of view, the last time you spoke about zoning, it does look like you still think that the north should have it in 2023. Has that position changed?
Shaun, APC has no option. We formed the APC and won election in 2015 with the president from northern Nigeria. And under our arrangement, it has no option other than to send it to the southern part of the country. For PDP, it can be flexible because if you look at it, the 16 years that PDP was in government, only 2 years was headed by a northerner, 14 under Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, 8 years, and 6 years of Jonathan, making it 14 years. And many people also argue that the last candidate of the party was in northern Nigeria. Others from the south, or those who are interested in taking it to the south, can bring in many other arguments. So PDP, I believe, is flexible. If they want to put it in the north, I see no reason why they should not put it, or vice versa. But in any case, I want to tell you that this is purely the responsibility of political parties. Parties should sit down and strategize. There is no point in bringing your candidate to the north or south, especially if you are sure you will lose election. No matter the good intention of the party, or no matter the reason, I think the main thing is for it to win election so that it can implement its programs, so that Nigeria can benefit from the programs. But if you are talking of the third force, that is even more flexible because it is just starting. And I'm sure the members are experienced enough to say, look, where do we put our candidate? And in fact, most time it's not even the north or south. I think the key thing is the candidate. Sensible political leaders will sit down and ask themselves, who, if we take it to the north or south, or any of the political zones, you have to go around and get the best person for the election. It's not an appointment where you just sit down and decide that you want to put your friend or your brother or somebody from ethnic group or religion or anything. We have passed that level in this country. Where we are today is that north or south, people are looking for capable people who can take them out of this mess. We are in a terrible situation in this country in terms of the security, economy, and so on and so forth. Everybody knows about it. And I can assure you, and you can bet also, that any political party which makes the mistake of making wrong zoning in 2023, I'm sure that party has lost the election even before it takes place.
All right.
Because people have got ideas now. Even the voter, even people in my village and your village and across the country have decided on what they want, because largely because of the experiences that we have in the past, and in fact, the experience that we have today in this country. So it's just not a matter of convenience. And that was why when I saw our colleagues, governors of the South, both PDP, APC, even ABGA, were saying it should be taken to that. We always tell them that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to come out to distinguish yourself as a candidate and then see what can be done so that Nigerians can come and vote for you, and through you vote the party and then form the government.
We need to wrap up now, but I have a very short one for you. If you can help answer it in the shortest time possible. Will you work with any political party that does not field you as presidential candidate?
Why not? Let me tell you, Sheun, my personal experience as a presidential aspirant in 2015, I realized that election was mainly about arrangement. Even before we joined the APC in 2015, along the line, I realized that there was a heavy arrangement at that particular time. And those of us who were individuals going around to campaign, we have seen what happened in Lagos in 2015. So also in 2019 in Port Harcourt, all of us went there. I went around all the states of the country, including Abuja, to campaign and so on. But Friday, a day before the election, there were some people who were under arrangement, and everybody was told that this is the direction of the election at that particular time. So that is why some of us now are worried, because we have seen many people going around making arrangements, and nobody is talking to any one of us. That's why we are worried. And that's one of the reasons, in addition to the difficulties we have seen in the country, why we decided to come together and see how we can salvage the situation.
All right. We need to leave it at that. But I must sincerely thank you, Your Excellency, former Governor of Kano State and former Minister for Defense, Senator Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso. So thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.